Hello YouTube. Um, Today we are making this video to show you how to diagnose a gas fire furnace. As you can see right behind me, we are in the attic in a state of Texas. We generally have furnaces that are gas fired, like this one over here, and I wanted to talk about how you go about diagnosing this, right? So there are a few components to the furnace. It's a very simple machine. There's a control board that receives the command from your thermostat right here through these wires. These yellow, red, white, and green wires, and turns on this blower motor, the circulation motor inside, and this gas valve, and this igniter. So most typically your igniter goes out. So the way you diagnose this is whenever you turn on the furnace, right now it's off, it should first start the blower motor and then start the igniter. Right? So if your blower motor doesn't start, then you know that's when that guy's out. And that's expensive, so you might as well replace the whole furnace. But a lot of time the igniter won't turn on. So there could be one of the two problems. If igniter doesn't light up, which is this part right here, okay? If that doesn't light up, either your igniter is dead, so you disconnect this little connector here, use a little ohm meter like this, and measure the resistance across this connector of the igniter. If that one is open or shorted, generally it's open because this thermal igniter goes through a lot of shocks, thermal shocks over the life of the furnace, so that generally gives out in about 5 years or less. If that resistance shows okay, then you want to check all these thermal sensors. So there are a lot of thermal sensors to sense the temperature of this flame that's going to be lighted here. 1, 2, in this case 3. All of those should be normally close. So if you measure resistance across those, they should be close to 0. If one of them is open, blown out, or stuck open, you can unscrew a couple of bolts right here and find out which one is bad. You order it. These are like couple dollar part. The igniter is like $10-15. Let's say though all your thermal switches are okay, then the next candidate is your board. Your board is out. Your board is basically, and I had this happen, everything was good, the igniter was fine, the switches were fine, it's just the board was somehow blown. Now there is a fuse here on the board, so you can check that first in case the fuse is blown or not, right? Now, so that's the very first thing you check, right? Of course, in anything. So we know the fuse is okay in this case. All right, so that's that, right? So let's say your igniter is glowing red hot. I'm kind of show you how it's gonna be done. So let me turn on the furnace. You see that little red light blink, and now the motor's gonna start. Is waiting for the command from the thermostat. Today is a warm day, so it may not kick in, but this motor starts and this igniter will turn red hot. And then once that thing is red hot, that's when this gas opens. So in our case today, our gas switch is broken. So it's not sending any gas out there. So igniter is working, control board is working. This particular part is broken today in this case. Okay, I already diagnosed. I just want to, because I've kind of fixed a lot of furnaces over life of my home ownership, and I just wanted to kind of document this and see if somebody can use it, right? Because like I said, there are very few parts in the furnace that can break, right? And almost always it's the igniter. I've had the control board go out on me once, and this is the first time I got my gas switch go out on me. So this is how you diagnose. It's a very simple device. I'm not gonna bore you with the detail on how to disconnect and measure stuff. If you're messing with the furnace, the chances are the basics. So you know how to replace it, and things like that. Okay, so but this is how I do it. Like I said, I'm not a professional. I'm just a homeowner, but I am an engineer, so I like to understand how things work. And in this case, so far I've been able to fix all the furnaces that I've come across in my 10 years of home ownership. So thanks for watching. If this video helps you, please subscribe, and good luck fixing your furnace. Bye. Okay, so I forgot to tell you a couple things. First of all, how do you know whether your gas valve is out or your control bulb? So we already diagnosed this and replaced it. I just wanted to kind of complete the video for sake of completeness. So if your igniter lights up and your flame doesn't light up from these burners, then it could be either the valve is bad or your board is bad, right? So it could be either or, just like what we talked about on the igniter part. So the way you test it, these two connectors, these are 24 volt AC coming out of the board. So after the igniter is on, you want to measure AC voltage across these terminals, and if you see 21 through 24 volt AC reading on those terminals, that means your control board is all good, right? Which means your gas valve is bad. And just again, we are doing this as addition. So to replace the control valve, you're gonna have to shut down the gas here, remove this the coupling here, and disconnect the whole assembly. Take it out, remove the pipe from both to 10, put some thread sealer on it, and replace this part. Easy peasy, right? Now, most importantly, I wanted to show you how the startup actually works, right? If it's not broken, what you're looking for, right? So that might help you a lot in terms of what you're looking for, right? So, so first thing you do is set your thermostat to really hot temperature in case, and then you turn on your furnace right here. That would start up the blower motor first, followed by a couple of clicks on the transformer as a kind of startup check, followed by this little igniter is gonna light up to red hot, and followed by you're gonna hear the clicks again for the transformer, and that's gonna turn on this gas valve. Hear that? Now gas valve turned on and your flame started, right? So this is the normal startup sequence, and then the igniter will obviously turn off. Anytime one of these igniter or blower motor or valve or control board is bad, or the transformer or these thermal switches we talked about, the things will not work as expected, right? So after you kind of notice how it's supposed to work, it might make it very easy for you to diagnose, right? It's, again, I'm gonna do it one more time just so you can see it. Well, I guess you can rewind, so I'm not gonna bother you. Okay, so that's all I had to say. Hope somebody can use this video and be able to fix their furnace. Thank you. Take care.